I don't know, like you've had first-hand experience there. Like what was your general sort of perception there? Like was it fine sort of managing managing working with him? Or like what was your personal experience with that?
Yeah, so the early days of ZDoom, like when I first joined, there was basically no coordination at all. We didn't even have a developer forum or anything like that. There's no IRC channel or anything. So I just started submitting patches. Graph actually blindly rejected my initial patch. And then I did some exposition that was just like, actually this the feature is sort of isolated to its own little module. So even if down the road there's issues, we can just sort of create a new thing and it just can live off on its own.
Mhm.
And then after that explanation, he merged the patch. Uh, and then, well, like I said, a couple years later, I was given the keys to the repository, and at that point, I was free to work on whatever I want, commit directly without any review or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, surprisingly for how little uh, coordination that there was going on, the ZDoom project held together pretty well, and for the most part, was stable. I mean, it is kind of funny looking at particular ZDoom versions in hindsight because, as I mentioned, the Zandronum project was forked off of it, and whenever we would do a sync to a particular time in ZDoom history,
Mhm.
and then the Zandronum project would stay on that version for a while. And then it's like we'd find all these bugs that were fixed in later versions. It's like, I don't remember this version being that buggy before.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
I
yeah,
guess when
so
you have more
the
time to look at it, it's like you start spotting a lot of things that you would never have found in the normal sort of time frame.
yeah. So eventually we did get a developer forum, which included the three of us plus any like drive-by contributors and stuff that for discussing things that did not need to be discussed in front of the peanut gallery because
Right.
sometimes you toss out an idea and then all of a sudden it's blowing up. It's like how can dare they even think about removing this feature or whatever? And it's like you don't want to deal with that. So that's mostly what would be discussed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see, in 2013 is when the project switched to Git, and that is pretty much what opened the floodgates to contributors. Before that, we were mostly the three-person team and some occasional drive-bys. After that, we quickly expanded to 6 or 7, depending on the specific time that you count.
Mm-hmm.
And after 2016, a bunch more people joined, including the current team that's maintaining ZDoom.
Mm-hmm. So in those very early days, there just wasn't any sort of really management of the project. It was kind of just
Correct. Yeah.
and when you have like when you have 3 people, you really don't need that much in the way of management. Yeah, it makes things more convenient to have source control, absolutely, and you should have source control. But when everyone knows each other, you can kind of get away with not really formalizing anything.
Yeah, and I mean, it is interesting in the sense that the three of us kind of all had the same general idea on what ZDoom is supposed to be,
Hmm.
even though there was not really any document that said this is what it's supposed to be. And the way I would describe that is ZDoom was always player focused port, so adding features that improve the quality of life, which it's kind of a thing that people get confused because, of course, we had all these modding features to allow very fancy mods and turning Doom into completely new games. But there would be features like people would want to disable the ability to do like save states or disable the auto map, and and those were always hard no's from us because it's like if that's the experience that the player wants. Uh, that's what they'll get. If they don't want to cheat, they can just not press the button to cheat.
Hmm. Right,
You
right.
know,
You don't force it on the player. You just give the players
right?
who want to use it the option to use it.
Yeah, and yeah, like the one of the things you'll see thrown around in public is that ZDoom is sometimes described as a new engine that happens to play Doom, whereas the internal development team views it as it's still is at the core of the Doom engine. I think the way I would sort of describe it is when we make enhancements, the algorithms are mathematically the same as what the original Doom engine did, but because the way computer precision works, sometimes things don't exactly calculate exactly the same, and so that's why ZDoom doesn't support like the demos that play when you start up the game.
So there is some. I guess this is also part of the reason why there's so many different options. There's some sort of debate about what is the most what is the correct way to play it. Do you want a pure experience? Do you want a
Yep.
nice fluid? Like what exactly are you looking for from this?
Right. Yeah, and our and the goal with ZDoom was that if you take someone like yourself who isn't necessarily playing Doom every single day, that you'll start it up, you'll look at it, you'll go, this seems to play exactly like vanilla Doom as far as I'm concerned. But obviously, the competitive people will notice things pretty quickly. Like one of the probably more controversial changes is the change in the random number generator. So Doom had a fixed table of 256 values, and ZDoom changed that to a proper pseudo random number generator with Mersenne twister implementation. The
Right.
problem with that is the Doom random number generator is weighted in such a way that like the super shotgun actually does more damage in vanilla Doom than it does in ZDoom.
Right.
And conversely, like the BFG 9000, the final boss in the first game, you can literally beat by just walking up to it and firing one shot, whereas it takes two shots in vanilla Doom because the way that the random generator rolls just sort of come out.
Okay. If we're getting into random number generation, we have really delved into the weeds of what makes it a good version of the game.
Right. Yeah, like I said, and like you'll go on like the Doom wiki, and there'll be a comparison of source ports, and it'll say like vanilla accuracy and ZDoom will be marked low, and like there's some tension on that description. I personally think it's fine because it's like, yeah, so based on the criteria that it's set forth, like yeah, ZDoom is low accuracy port, but in this case, low is still a pretty high bar as far
Right.
as accuracy is concerned.
Right. Okay.